Let's call this meeting of Beaufort County Board of Education to order. This is the agenda setting meeting of April 11th, being conducted via Zoom and live channel by the county channel, or livecast by the county channel. Our first order of business is approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the agenda for today.
I second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. We could all just stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Media has been properly notified. I assume there are no public comments.
No, we forgot to put in Word docs, but no public comments.
Next order of business is approval of the March 28th committee meeting minutes.
I move we approve the March 28th committee meeting minutes.
I second.
Okay, discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay. That takes us to setting the April 19th board meeting agenda. I'm going to preface this by saying, we always say, if we don't finish the agenda, we roll into the next day, which is Wednesday. But the 20th, if we rolled into the next day, that would conflict with the clock meeting and
Operations.
so that's just something to keep in mind. I'm not sure that rolling into the next day is going to be a viable option for us, but
Do you think we should take it off the agenda?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
So maybe when after we go through this, maybe we should reconsider, removing that, or we're going to go a long time that one night. But let's see how it works out.
Okay. Fair.
Okay, we have the executive session.
I went ahead because of the amount of items that's on the agenda. I went ahead and started the time at 4 o'clock.
That was a good move.
Yeah.
I think this is now 3 pending items.
Yeah. I think that'll give us enough time because I think some of these will generate discussion.
Right, because in addition to adding to this agenda is the contract renewals. So the contract renewals and non-renewals, which always generates lots of questions.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that last bullet will generate some
But yeah,
Yes.
And
Robin,
Wendy just sent a chat, said, and one settled claim for executive session.
yes.
Yes. One settled and 3 pending.
In addition to the advice related to fiscal authority, does that remain?
I think it should.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't talked to Regal to see if he's available, but let's assume he will be.
I think he'll be available. I'll double check and I'll be there too.
And Mel has his hand up.
Yep. Mr. Campbell.
Yeah, my question is 4 to 6 enough time? And wouldn't we be better served if we didn't have to go back to executive session at the end of this meeting? If there is an extended meeting, from 6 to 10, 10:30 or whatever, we can get the total agenda accomplished without going to that second day. But if we don't finish that executive session stuff at 6, then that's certainly gonna bring us back another day. So,
Do we want to start public session at 7?
well, I'm asking if the executive session can start at 3:30.
I don't think we ever want to move the public session start.
Okay.
That would just,
I'm concerned with the total time. Or else we just convinced. I don't see how we're gonna finish that public session from 6 to 9 or 10.
okay.
And I between all the agenda, but I know we're gonna have 2 meetings worth of agenda. Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Watts?
Thank you. Excuse me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chairman Stribinger. Yeah, one of the reasons I'm joining the meeting tonight is I wanted to be sure that we had in the executive session the legal advice related to fiscal authority. And I would think if Mr. Regal's not available, like Wendy said, she will be at this meeting. I definitely think we need a discussion.
Dr. Rodriguez?
So, question I had, David, is does it need to be a separate item regarding the contracts, employee contract, or is that just covered under the employee ratification?
No, it's a separate item on the agenda.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I didn't see it on there.
I don't see it on there, Robin.
It says discussions of 22-23 employment recommendations.
Oh, I don't see it on mine.
Under employment matters,
Just a semicolon, Kathy, between them.
personnel ratification
Which
report.
bullet is it? Oh, I see. It's all in the same bullet, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's all under
Oh,
employment
okay.
matters.
Yeah, I was looking for a
Okay.
different bullet.
Okay. That,
Can't hear you.
that's fine. That's just what I wanted to check. Thank you.
Dr. Watts?
I also have the same concern Mr. Melvin Campbell has. There's no way all of it can be accomplished in 2 hours. Knowing our board.
Okay. Should we say 3:30? Can we get all the board members there at 3:30?
Yeah, that was my question.
That would be a question that we put at the poll.
Well, let's change it to 3:30, and then members that have an issue with that can let us know. And if we have to reconsider, we'll reconsider.
Well, and they can zoom in.
That's
They
true.
can't physically get there, you know?
What do you think, Angela? I'm thinking like, you and Dr. Watts, people that have jobs. People that still have
I'll
to
make
work.
adjustments to my schedule for that day.
Yeah, I think I can do the same.
Okay, good.
So 3:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ingrid's hands up.
Ingrid,
Thank you. Just want to make sure that you guys check with the library too. That you
We
can get to
are.
work at that time. Yeah. I'm excited that it's going to be at the library.
well, we're hoping that would be an improvement, and Robin had researched that because the Hilton Head School for Creative Arts wasn't ideal.
No, it wasn't. I think the library will be nice. a nice place. So
We've been there before and it was okay. Okay, then we have our public session. Action appropriate approval agenda, pledge of allegiance, student performance, Ladies Island L video. Okay. Points of
I just put a
celebration.
video so that you all know that they're not coming in person, but I'll
Yeah.
take it off the agenda.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that. Okay, it looks like the points of celebration, there's nothing really extended there. It's nice that we have so much to congratulate.
And Dr. Rodriguez, the Education Foundation, the award that their inspiration award that they asked to give, they reached back out to me, Jackie Roshram, and wants to do it in May now. So that's better because this agenda is full anyways.
Now, from the canceled meeting, didn't we have the Parkers on there?
We're gonna have them come in May.
Okay.
Good.
It's so much easier when you're a step ahead of me. Okay. Public comments, chairman's report. I really don't have anything to report.
I have a question for you all here as far as how to, so in our committee reports, all the committees are going to be reporting out. However, there were a lot of motions made, and I didn't know if we should put them here or if they all get moved to consent agenda and how I'd list them all. So I wasn't quite sure. Right now, I put them all under consent agenda because that has been our practice. If coming out of committee, it was unanimous. But some of the motions, so I'm looking for guidance here. So there was nothing out of academics. It's just a
No.
report out of academics.
Yeah, we have nothing.
The finance had a lot of motions. They had 1, 2, 3, 4. And they weren't pertaining to OEs or exactly. I mean, no, they weren't pertaining to OEs, but they were unanimous. But the recommendation was to go to the full board. So should they come to consent agenda or should they be moved up under committee report and action taken there?
I thought that, I remember before that Colonel Geyer made recommendations as part of his report and that they were voted on then.
We've done it both ways, and hence why I'm asking.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get us to be consistent and trying to figure out what's the right process.
Hmm.
Well, it just seems logical to me that the motions would be made out of the committee reports. Because that's where the motions are made. I'm uncomfortable with them all being in the consent agenda.
I agree with David.
I'm good
Kathy?
with that. Yeah.
So put them all under the committee report, each of them
Yes.
under their committees. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So I'll move finances up under there. Under legislatives, so under legislative, we'll have the committee scope, but Lynn Stokes Murray is supposed to come. Should I move her to the beginning of the meeting, have a report under the committee report? Where should I put Lynn?
Well, logically, she belongs right where she is there, but courtesy wise, we usually try to get her up front. Dr. Wise?
Yeah, I concur, David. I would agree. I mean, it's nicer for somebody who's a guest to be closer to the beginning of the meeting. And I don't think it will matter in terms of our discussion if she comes at the near the beginning of the meeting, and then we get the rest of the legislative information later.
I mean, what if we just put that committee first? And put her
Mhm.
first, right after points of celebration?
And the first comment, it would be after public comments.
Right.
What do you think, Dr. Watts?
That sounds good. And then just, Robin knows how many public comments are. I can just text her, that looks like in 30 minutes we're going to need you, or whatever it is. Or we'll be ready for you, I guess is a better way to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, so just rearrange the order of the committee reports. And Wendy wrote that we have communication ARs for board information.
Yeah, I'll put those come under operations.
Okay.
I didn't list
Thank
any
you.
of the ARs because they come under committee reports and we don't have to vote on them. The only AR is listed because there was a motion an action that was asked to come out of.
Right.
So, but that would be part of the committee report. So those would have been would be in the
Board docs.
in board docs.
Okay.
Um,
And I will ask, I'll preface the committee reports by asking everybody to be as succinct as possible.
So I'll move all of the other ones under consent agenda back up under each of their committees. Did I leave anybody out? Academics, finance, legislative operations, policy. Everyone would have met except for Bluffton and the ad hoc group. So you all ready to move on?
The next part is, Dr. Rodriguez's part. Extended learning. Are these presentations or just?
These are brief summaries. There aren't any long presentations, except we'll usually get a lot of discussion around the ESSER update.
Oh, yeah.
So when I look at that, the extended learning is just a brief summary. The additional April interventions, that's just a brief summary, sharing with you some things we're doing with personnel. And then fiscal responsibility, that monthly transparency report, 100K report, and board monthly budget. That's sort of down to a science now. That generally works pretty well. The ESSER update still generates questions, so I would anticipate that. And then under other matters, Hello Heroes, this is just bringing back for an update to the board our initiative around mental health, because we've got some additional advancement on that end, and just wanted to share it. So.
Okay.
Okay. And then, board business donation. They usually go pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our consent agenda.
I'll remove all of these and it'll just be the 2 board meeting minutes.
Okay.
So after the donations in red.
It's another, I'm getting ready, Tanya just sent me, it's a SCAGO installment resolution. I'm getting her words now. That's a bond approval.
Okay.
I'll put the dollar amount. I can't read it and type, so that's what
Yeah,
that is.
that's fine.
Placeholder.
Yeah.
Announcement.
Yeah, if that's our only announcement, that'll be good.
Yeah.
So do you want me to take off the agenda about coming back the next day?
Hmm.
You know, I think we can work really hard to get through this on Tuesday, but, you know,
So if for some reason, if we have to come back another day, which day would that be?
It's supposed to be
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
yeah, but,
So we must come back the next day?
no, I don't think we have to. That's just, we've always done it that way. I don't think there's any Robert's rules on there. I don't think, but I'm not an expert.
I think, did that become policy when we decided we were going to end our meetings at 9 o'clock? I'm looking for
Yes.
my policy book, and we said we'd reconvene the next day.
Okay.
So I think there are enough of us on here that know that there's a conflict with the next day, and we'll just do our best not to have to reconvene.
Yeah, that's,
Tina's hands up and so is Frank's.
yeah, Dr. Watts?
Yes, thank you, David. I think you'd have to have a board vote because would be, you know, setting aside our policy or whatever. So I think you've already
Yeah. So,
made it clear that try to move through quickly, but if we can't, I think the board has to decide how we're going to handle it.
Frank? Dr. Rodriguez?
I was just gonna say, basically what Dr. Watts just said, that you're gonna need a board vote, I think, because traditionally, we've taken a board vote to extend the meeting and finish it, you know, so I think you'll need that.
So let me ask this question about public comments, because I know our policy here reads that the first public comment period shall not exceed 30 minutes. So if we get to a point where there are a lot of public comments, are we going to adhere to that policy for that first public comment session and limiting it to 30 minutes?
I feel strongly we should never limit the public comments, but it is part of our policy, you're right, so.
And that is, and I guess my next question is that do we vote? Do we take a board vote at that time?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we've done in the past.
That's what we're supposed to do. We haven't done it recently.
I see it here. It says it has to be done by majority vote.
Right.
Dr. Rodriguez?
No, I just need to take my hand out. I'm trying to figure out how to do it on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
you know, our policy requires us to do it by vote, and we have done that before. The problem is by stopping and doing it by vote, it extends it by another 10 minutes. That's the downfall. Because by the time we have a motion and vote on it and discussion, but yeah. We
Yeah, you're right.
probably should follow the policy.
Yeah, this would be the time to do it. But and then they go over and there's a 15-minute limit on the second public comments.
Right.
I'm just
Ingrid, yeah.
trying,
Ingrid
just
has,
leery of cutting anybody off,
yeah.
because I don't think we ever want to do that. But that is our policy.
Yeah. David, Ingrid's hand is up.
Oh, Ingrid?
Yeah, as you know, I think our policy needs work, but my concern with the 30-minute limit and something, I don't know how we take things in order, but we don't have this spelled out in our policy. But if 2 or 3 groups show up or call in or whatever with different issues, if one group, you know, how you need to make sure if we're going to do this 30-minute policy that there's representation from different issues. I don't think we have to go in like alphabetical or chronological order. So I think that would be important if we are going to, we've never done the 30-minute thing since I've been on the board. But if we start that, what I would hate to see is one group gets 30 minutes time and people with other issues get 0.
Usually we take it in the order as they sign up. So we hand the chairperson the order in which they're given. And when we do it by phone, I do it in the order that they sign up on.
Yeah. And if we're going to limit it to 30 minutes, though, I don't think that's if we're really going to start enforcing that policy, I think we need to think about that, because Robert's rules actually says in public comments, what you should do is to have one side. If you have 2 parties on one issue, you should alternate. So like if someone was, say, God forbid, pro-masking, anti-masking, just as an example, you should alternate. So it's just, I don't think we have to take it. And I would just hate if we are going to start enforcing 30 minutes and we're not going to change our public comment policy. It would be one way for certain groups to shut down. You have 3 minutes apiece. They need 10 people to show up. And then if we enforce that policy, they would prevent the other side from speaking. So just something to think about.
Well, we're not going to change the policy in this meeting, but.
But my point being, we don't have a policy that we have to take people in chronological order. They do have to sign up and write down what they're speaking about. So what I would recommend, and I think it's at the board chair's discretion, is if we get different people with different topics, making sure that one topic doesn't dominate for 30 minutes and then we have a vote, et cetera. It's up to you. It's just a suggestion, because that would be real. In my opinion, I would obviously find that to be unfair if one organization just got organized. And again, I would assume, based on what I've heard from other people, that we would just keep voting to extend it anyways. But if we're going to start cutting people off, it's just how we represent different views at the meetings would become more important.
Got it. And you're right, we always vote to extend it. And Kathy's right, that adds at least 10 minutes, because usually when people want to extend it, they want to give a little political speech along with it.
Dr. Guadz's hands up.
Dr. Quads.
Yep, thank you. So we've always extended the at least in recent times, the comment period to accommodate all those that are present. It would be nice, people, I can tell you, I just looked at the comment card. It does not say on the comment card that we'll take you in order, but that's certainly what we have always done, is take people in the order that they arrive. And Ingrid, your idea is nice, hear from opposite sides. Unfortunately, I can tell you the cards aren't like that. People will write masks on there. You don't have a clue whether they're for or against masks. And so they don't give you enough information. So to me, it seems like if we're going to take everybody, the precedent has been that we extend the time. I just think we should, chronological order seems to work best.
Okay. Ingrid?
Sorry, I forgot to take my hand down.
Oh, okay. All right, so I think we are.
I think we're done with this one.
With this.
Yep. Okay. Let me save this and pull the other one.
Yeah, I don't even want to look at the loose ends for this meeting. We got too much on there already.
All right, work session.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya says that she can go from 9 o'clock until lunch, from 9 to 11. So that would be the budget update. And then we would have lunch and then anything else after that. So I pulled from what's on our future topics, those things that specify spring work session, which were these 2 items. The BCSD PAC updates, they want to be the very last item because the teachers are coming after school. So they would have to leave school early. So they requested that wherever they are in the agenda, make sure that they're the last. Let me pull up future topics so that you could see what's left on the future topics list and what you want to pull off. So this is what we have. The next thing we have is lessons learned. That was a work session. Overview on special ed was a work session. Discussion on transportation routes. I'm echo. Work session. CTE programs partners work session. Achievement gap update on programs that eliminate achievement gap. Community Academy, that's a work session.
Well, these are roughly on here by age, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the first one is Kathy. Lessons learned to achievement during the pandemic.
I don't think we're done with the pandemic quite yet. I think this could wait for the summer one when the staff has the time to reflect. And does that make sense? I mean, I think that they've been reflecting all along, but to me, this one makes sense that when they have time to take a breath and say, okay, let's chronicle what we learned and how we're moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
Agree with you completely.
Okay.
So maybe the special education, I mean, that one seems to be, now that was Trisha's, but that one seems to be a little bit more specific, like data oriented.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can add that one. Been working with and speaking with Dr. White about it, and I know she's been working on it. So I think we can add that.
Good, good. Slide that one in there. And if you would, Robin, put the whole thing on there. The student population, number of teachers, etc. I think is an important qualifier.
Okay. Okay. Okay, the next one.
And the next one, specific transportation routes. I wish Earl was on because
I thought that one got taken care of.
So I can give you some insight into that. Earl brought up 2 particular routes that were of concern that he had. One of those routes was taken care of. The other route hasn't.
well, if you're working on them, there's really no need for the board to discuss it. but let's see what Earl thinks.
Leave it as a work session?
Yeah, I would just leave it as a
Okay,
unidentified work session, and I'll get a hold of Earl and see if he's okay with pulling it off.
the next one is a CTE programs and partners.
It seems like
That was a Rachel.
it seems like we've had a couple of CTE updates.
Dr. Watts' hands up.
Dr. Watts?
Yes, thank you. Oh, Robin, can you scroll back to the first page? Okay, so what about the policy for public comments? That hasn't been handled, correct?
That goes to a policy committee.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm gonna say also that would be a good thing to do after the committee sees it and then come back in the summer, because now we only have like what? A couple months of school left. Yeah. All right. Thank you. You can scroll back to the page, to the next page.
And Dr. Watts, that was discussed at the first policy committee meeting. And I'm not sure if it's coming back. I think it's coming back to the board as some sort of report. So I don't know if we're going to have any more discussion on it or not.
It's coming back to the policy committee after Tricia is going to rework words, and the policy committee is going to work on it specifically. And then they'll make a recommendation to the full board.
Okay, so it's going to have another round in policy committee?
Correct.
Okay.
I assume everybody is thankful that Robin is in this meeting.
Well,
Earl's going to follow up on that. CTE programs and partners. Frank, do you have a feel on how big that is or small?
I think I'd need to sit with Karen on that and see what that's looking like. So I don't really have a feel for it yet.
Community Academy, is that just looks to me like a multi-hour discussion, but I don't know.
David, are you talking about the CTE programs and partners?
Now I've moved on to the achievement gap.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, again, I think the achievement gap is one that we really won't be able to address it fully until we have our data, end of year data again. I mean, we know it's still here, right?
is something specifically about the community academy?
Yeah, that's the piece I don't remember.
I think, Kathy, you and Earl said something that you all saw at the conference.
No, that was.
No, that's not the same. Okay, that was the other thing.
Yeah, that was about
that one. Williston's
community members. Yeah.
With Master, that was the Williston thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Ingrid.
Dang it, sorry, that was from the policy. Never mind. I'm bad about that. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I just have a feeling this would be better in the summer session, but
I think it's almost a session of its own. Maybe combine that with the session on lessons learned from the pandemic.
I think that would be a natural fit.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that we get into some of these topics and there's a lot of discussion, but there's no action.
Yeah.
We can predict probably 30 minutes of what the conversation is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be nice to augment the conversation with data.
Yes.
Is there anything else I need to add to this list?
that I can remember. Angela, Kathy?
No, it's a running list, right?
Yes.
No,
I
I don't have anything to add.
No, I don't think we had at our last meeting, were there future topics brought up?
Yes, hold on.
Okay, what were they? Let me see.
Board docs in the minutes, right?
Yeah. Three future topics. CT, the only one, and we added it, was Rachel's. It was CTE programs and partners.
Okay,
That was at the, after our work session. So that's the only thing that I have.
All right.
yeah,
So this is what the agenda looks like. We have social media overview on special education and the BCSD updates.
I think we can accomplish all that.
So then I don't need the red item then. We'll finish in one day.
I think we can finish in one day. Yes.
I think we can.
I would say we should leave that on there
yeah, I would leave it.
in
Okay.
case I'm wrong, because I remember back in I was wrong. I can't remember. It's 1994, I think. Yeah, just in case.
Okay. Then the next item we wanted to talk is, do we need to schedule a special called meeting?
Yeah, I think we've already resolved that we don't.
Yep.
We're going to just try to get it all done on the 19th. Right, Kathy, Angela? We're not going to
Yes.
call a special meeting. You know, I was just concerned that since it was 2 meetings worth, we might have to call a special meeting, so we didn't go till midnight. But I think we've already made our decision on that.
Yeah, I mean, by the time we would, we can't have a special called meeting this week because because it's a vacation week for the staff. So I think rolling it into the next meeting is what makes the most sense.
Okay, the next agenda item is discussion of any other board meeting agendas. I'm not too interested in doing that, but
We need the agenda. We need an agenda setting meeting.
That one is scheduled for, your next one would be scheduled the 25th for the May 3rd meeting.
Oh, okay.
So is the 25th at 5 good?
Yes.
I will still be out of the country then.
Okay.
I'll try. I'm hoping that I'll be able to attend the work session. Maybe not by Zoom. I don't know how good the internet will be, but at least via phone.
Do you all want me to move the agenda setting?
I don't think gives you enough time, really.
On the 26th?
I don't get back until like midnight on the 26th,
Oh,
so
okay.
don't do it for me. I mean, Angela and David can carry the fort.
25th at 5 o'clock.
Okay. Weight just got put on us, Angela.
Say that again, David?
The weight just got dropped on us, you and me.
We can handle it.
Yes, you can.
Okay,
It's all the business we need to take care of. Is
All
there
right.
anything else? Anything else?
No?
No? Anything?
Nope.
Okay.
All
Then
right.
who wants to make a move?
I
motion to
move
adjourn.
to adjourn.
I second it.
I third it. We're out of here.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.